Hey, shalom, shalom, all praises, honor, glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Quadash, double honors to the apostles, bishops, elders, the great millstone, who rule well, peace and blessings to you fellow brothers pushing out this word. In truth and sincerity, coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Quadash, shalom to the Lord's elect. Okay, in this health video, we are going to go into a simple protocol for dealing with kidney stones. Okay, before we get into that, this video is educational purposes only. Okay, this video is not to tell you to stop any medications or not, consult with your doctor, your physician. Okay, this is herbal education. We're going back into traditional uses of how these modern issues were dealt with in the past. Okay, and what I comprise, I wrote some notes down. A simple protocol. Okay, we'll go through some steps. All right, but just wanted, just to let you know, this is not medical advice. This is only herbal information. Consult with your practitioner. But if you are your own practitioner, then you know what I mean. Okay, so let's go into kidney stones. We're not going to go super deep, super scientific, and lose you there. There's no need for that. We'll just go super simple. Okay, what is a kidney stone? Okay, is a deposit, okay, in the kidney. The kidney is not able to filter properly. This was known, all right, not even maybe 100 years, 200 years ago. This was classified. They would speak about it in text. They'll call it stone or gravel. Okay, gravel was more smaller stones, sediment in the urine. And stones were actual stones, the kidney stones. And you brothers and sisters that have dealt with kidney stones, I haven't dealt with kidney stones, but I can only imagine how painful that is. And everybody who told me they dealt with kidney stones, it's very painful. Now, you can get them surgically removed at particular times, but it does not address, all right, the actual cause of why these stones are forming. Is just temporary relief. So they'll come back. So we're going to deal with going to the root cause. Okay, this is also known as calcium deposits. Okay, calcium mineral deposits in the kidney. Okay, also oxalates also, which ESO now classify these as oxalates, which before they didn't classify what an oxalate was. Okay, they didn't classify what oxalate was. They dealt with what the symptom was. Okay, so you do have particular foods that have oxalates. What is an oxalate? An oxalate is a protein. So right then and there, if you're having a problem with oxalates, what is it saying? That you have a problem breaking down particular proteins. Okay, which is going into what more so a digestive issue that's manifesting in the kidney, but the kidney is a problem too. Okay, so let's go through a small protocol of what you should do. The first thing is removing of any irritant. Okay, what does this mean? If there's a particular food that irritates you and is known to give you irritation in the kidney or stones, what do? You take that out of the diet. Okay, so generally it will be like a low oxalate diet or any other substance that when you take it, all right, it starts to cause irritation. So you want to take that first thing, elimination. Okay, now generally you need 3 classifications of herbs, maybe 4 depending on the symptoms when you're dealing with kidney stones, or which would be known in Western herbalism as actions. Okay, the first action, since there is irritation in the kidney, meaning that these calcium formations are cutting the tissue of the kidney. Okay, there could be blood in the urine, the stone passing is very painful, they're hard. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is you need to soothe the kidney and stimulate wound healing. Okay, so soothing remedies, soothing kidney remedies. Okay, the first one, okay, the first classification of herbs you need is soothing herbs. okay, to soothe irritation. The first one I will go to is corn silk. Okay, corn silk is a mild diuretic, okay, but it has mucilagous properties, demucillant properties, which softens, okay, and heals irritated tissues. Okay, so it's a mild diuretic. It's going to get the kidney to move because the kidney is congested. So it will gently stimulate the kidney, but it will soothe the kidney, okay, as it gently stimulates. Okay, so corn silk. Okay, you generally want to take this in a tea. It's not going to be as beneficial in a tincture. Our soothing remedies are tea remedies. Okay, so the first one is corn silk. The second one is marshmallow root. Okay, marshmallow root. You want to do a cold infusion. Okay, marshmallow root or the leaf. The root is going to have more of the soothing property. Okay, basically these remedies, they protect the mucous membrane. All our organs are surrounded by mucous membrane. Okay, and if these get irritated, okay, then problems arise essentially. Okay. All right, so these two remedies will help soothe our irritated tissues. Okay, so if you can find corn silk, I would get corn silk. If you can find marshmallow root, marshmallow leaf, these are generally easy to find, especially online. I would use both of those remedies together. Okay, but one of those remedies is fine. You only need one remedy out of these sections of herbs. But if you can find if you could do at least two of them each section, you're better off. Okay, the next one, if you can't find corn silk, if you can't find marshmallow root or leaf, okay, plantain leaf. The Latin name is Plantago major. Okay, Plantago major. It's not the actual plantain like banana. Okay, it's an actual leaf. It's a common weed that you probably seen 1,000 times and didn't notice. Okay, but that is also going to be a soothing remedy, but it speeds up wound healing. Okay, so Plantago major, which is plantain leaf. You got corn silk, which is Zea mays, and you have marshmallow root, marshmallow leaf, which is Althea officinalis. Okay, those are the Latin names, so you'll know which species if you're looking online. Okay, but these are generally common names, which you can be able to find those herbs. Okay, and if you can't get any of those herbs, one simple herb you can get is flaxseed. And I love flaxseed because you can get it at the grocery store. Okay, and you can make a flaxseed tea. You can do an infusion or a decoction. And this will basically give you that same soothing quality that you will get from a marshmallow, okay, from a corn silk, from a what's the other one I had? Marshmallow, corn silk, and marshmallow, corn silk, and plantain leaf. Excuse me, and plantain leaf. Okay, flaxseed. Okay, this gives you that soothing quality to soothe and heal the kidneys. Okay, so those are 4 remedies. You could get all of them, but you at least need one of them. If I had to choose, it would be a tie between corn silk and marshmallow. Marshmallow is going to be a little bit more soothing, but corn silk is going to be a little bit more direct towards the kidneys. But any of those remedies, okay, any of those remedies for the soothing part, okay, of working with the kidneys. Okay, so that's the first action you need, is the soothing quality. Okay, I gave you 4 remedies. Now I'll give you 5. You can also do slippery elm. Okay, if you have slippery elm. Okay, marshmallow root is easier to find, is more readily available, so I would do that. And then if you flaxseed is even more readily available, so you can actually do that. Okay, now that classification is soothing remedies for the kidney. Okay, and you'll notice that these are not stimulating diuretics. Okay, you do not want any stimulating diuretics. It all depends on the case, of course, but generally you don't want stimulating diuretics, because stimulating diuretics actually irritate the kidney in a good way to start pushing out more fluid. But if there's congestion in the kidney and there's irritation in the kidney, these are contraindicated, meaning you don't want to take them at that particular time when there's too much irritation in the kidney. Okay, because they can cause too much stimulation. And say you are dealing with stone, it can force it through and you're in a lot of pain. So don't do any stimulating diuretics like juniper berry, like parsley. I would even do dandelion leaf. You could do nettle leaf, and I think I have that written down, nettle leaf as well. You can also do nettle leaf, okay? But that's more of a nourishing remedy. You can also do nettle leaf or nettle seed, more nourishing for the kidneys. Those two remedies, nettle leaf and nettle, really the whole nettle plant, really. Nettle leaf, nettle root, or nettle seed, you're good to go as well, okay? And I'll add that, of course, I'll add that at the end, the protocol, so you can see, all right? But you only need one herb from each category, at least, bare minimum, okay? The second category of herbs, which is known as iliotrophic herbs, okay? And basically what that means is a substance that dissolves stones, okay? So you have stones in the body, calcium deposits, and you need herbs that help break down those calcium deposits and gently stimulate and move the waste out of the body, okay? The first herb, okay, which is the well-known herb, stone breaker, chanca piedra, okay, stone breaker, known for kidney stones. Now the thing is, brothers and sisters will see this herb and it's like, okay, I'm taking it, you'll buy it in a capsule form, and it's like you're still having kidney issues because it's all about dosage. So any of these herbs, I would get these herbs bulk, okay, herbcode.com, or search the particular herb, and then you go bulk, and you can go to bulk supplier and buy it in bulk. Now this is the thing with stonebreaker. This is a Central South American herb. So this herb is imported. I'm not sure if they grow it here as well, and I know it's in the islands as well. So northern United States, we don't really have stonebreaker, so it has to be imported, and it's going to cost more. It's a little harder to find. You can find it. I believe a pound of it is like 170 something, 150, 100. It's kind of crazy. Okay, so but if you have the money, get a pound of stonebreaker. Get the whole herb. Okay, get the whole herb, because you can make a tincture out of it and you can make a tea out of it. Okay, if you have that. Okay, but now we don't need that herb because we have our equivalent here in the United States. Okay, the northern United States. Okay, we have gravel root. Gravel root is a little easier to find. A little easier to find than stonebreaker. Okay, so gravel root, and as you can see, gravel, which is indicated for the kidneys, are because kidney stones is also known as gravel. Okay, historically. Okay, so you have gravel root. Get a pound of gravel root. You can make a tincture, 1 to 5, and you can make the tea. I'll have the information there. Okay, so the second herb is gravel root. The third herb, which is easier to find, okay, is hydrangea root. It's much easier to find hydrangea root. Okay, same thing. Get a pound of that so you can work with it. Okay, you can make the tincture and you can make the tea. Hydrangea root, easier to find. This is another iliotrophic that help dissolve stones. So within you have many types of kidney herbs. You have stimulating diuretics, you have soothing diuretics, okay, you have antiseptic diuretics, and you have stone dissolving diuretics. Okay, so we need stone dissolving diuretic. All right, and hydrangea root is easier to find here in North America. Okay, the next one will be stone root. There we go, stone root. Okay, that's an easier herb to find as well here in the United States. It's stone root, but brothers that are in different countries too, these herbs, you can try to find these herbs as well, or look at your equivalent in the place where you stay. So if you're in Amsterdam or you're in Africa, there's equivalents. Okay, I generally use the herbs that are native to United States, okay, because that's where we're at. They're easy to find, and then also too, you can go out and you can find them if you know how to forage for them. Okay, other herbs that are imported, those are good too. get them while you can and make tinctures of them so you can preserve them in the meantime, right? But generally, I like to use the herbs that are native to the United States. Okay, so gravel root, hydrangea root, stone root. Okay, let's see. And remember, stone root is different from stone breaker. Okay, stone root is different from stone breaker. Okay, and then the next herb, barberry, probably the easiest one to find is barberry, which is generally a bitter liver herb. Okay, a bitter liver herb. But you'll notice that when someone has congestion in the kidneys, generally, okay, the liver is congested as well. Okay, all right. So barberry will help. One of my favorite herbs, barberry will help move the liver, stimulate the liver and gallbladder, but it's also indicated for kidney stones as well. So it has that iliotrophic property as well. Okay, let's see. Do I have anything else here? Okay, I gave you 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I gave you 5 herbs. Okay, gravel root, hydrangea root, stonebreaker root, barberry root, okay, and stone root. And as you can see, these are generally roots that are able to break down, okay, those stones. Okay, this is how historically, traditionally, these things were dealt with. Okay, you would get on particular teas or tinctures. Okay, and then the next classification of herbs that you need, okay, generally, okay, is you need antispasmatic. Okay, and this is to help to deal with the pain and the nervous tension that's associated with kidney stones. Okay, and when you have a kidney stone and the kidney stone is trying to move through and get filtered out, remember, the kidney starts to spasm, and that's where you'll feel a lot of the pain as it's trying to push everything through. So to help with the pain, you can use the antispasmatic herb as well. Okay, it doesn't work directly on the kidney, but it will calm the spasm that's associated with the pain. So you want what they call a smooth muscle relaxing herb. Okay, you have smooth muscle and you have skeletal muscle. Smooth muscle is the muscle that surrounds the organs. Okay, so your intestines, your liver, your kidney, all your organs, they're smooth muscles. The uterus, they're smooth muscles that surround that. And then you have your regular muscle, the mass of your muscle, that's skeletal muscle. Okay, so you need an antispasmatic that will relax smooth muscle. And generally, all your antispasmatic herbs kind of do both, but some do smooth muscle better than others, or some do skeletal muscle better than others. I'll give you 3 herbs. Okay, the first one I will go with is cramp bark. It's viburnum. It's not opulus. I believe viburnum opulus is black haw. I forget, but it's from the viburnum family, so it's viburnum. I forget the last name. Okay, that's cramp bark. Okay, very very easy herb to get. Okay, cramp bark. The other herb I would get, one of my favorite herbs, skullcap. There's a couple different species, but generally the ones that you're going to buy online is going to be what is it? Lactifolia angustifolia, if I'm not mistaken. So skullcap. Okay, you can see it pronounced with a CK or a SK or SC. Skullcap. Lactifolia angustifolia. Skullcap. A general relaxing, calming remedy. Is going to relax smooth muscle. It's going to relax skeletal muscle. Okay. And then the next one, which is a little bit stronger, I would do Jamaican dogwood. It's a little bit stronger, a little bit harder to get, or I would say a little bit more expensive. Just a little bit more, not too much. And this is more of a more sedative, more if you're dealing with a lot of pain. Okay. Okay, so I gave you the 3 classifications of herbs that you must need, but then also too, again, I was saying, this points to me, I'm looking at straight digestion. So the first and foremost thing, yeah, we'll deal with the kidneys, but everything starts in digestion. So you need to strengthen digestion. Okay, strengthen digestion. This is going to help, because what it's telling me is that you lack some type of deficiency to break down particular proteins, and this is building up in your body. Okay, you have people that can't break down fats, so generally you'll see liver and gallbladder issues. Okay, you might see jaundice. Okay, you might see a liver disease. Okay, you might see constipation. You might see indigestion. Okay, you might see skin issues. Okay, these are associated with the liver not able to break down fats, or even fats in the stool. You might see oil in the stool. There's other symptoms too that are associated with a congested liver. Okay, you have people that when they eat a particular vegetable fiber, it ferments and they get a lot of gas, or they have SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, or they have candida when they eat particular foods. This is telling me that you're not able to break down particular cellulose, okay, the cell wall of different fruits and vegetables. Okay, so there's a deficiency. So when your kidney is backed up, there's telling me that there's a deficiency. So what do we want to do? We want to strengthen digestion. And traditionally, how was digestion strengthened? Generally through bitter tonics. Okay, bitter tonics, which are herbs that are taken for extended periods of time in relatively small to medium dosages to tone up. Like if you go to the gym and you have weak arms or weak shoulders, you go to tone these things up. They'll strengthen essentially. So you need herbs to strengthen digestion. Okay, that's the first thing really you want to do. But I gave you the herbs for the kidney protocol. But a lot of those herbs for the kidneys, when you look at them, they're also digestive herbs, like stone root, like barberry. Okay, so it kind of cross both paths. A lot of herbs they wear multiple different hats. Okay, so you want a digestive bitter formula. So get on a digestive bitter formula. My favorite simple formula is gentian root, ginger root. Okay, you can also use dandelion root as your bitter. Dandelion root, you can add ginger to that, or dandelion root, fennel, or cardamom. Okay, so you have a bitter herb, and then you have a carminative herb. Okay, this is how you will build a simple bitter. You also have Peruvian bark you can use as your bitter. You also have wormwood that you can use as your bitter. You also have orange peel, which is a little bit gentler, or you can use bitter orange. There's other bitter herbs, so invest in. I'm gonna do a video on bitter herbs and go into formulas. But you want a bitter formula, okay, to work on digestion. Now, will this work for everybody? I mean, there's nuance there. So everybody's situation is different. If you're your own practitioner, you got to work through it. But if you need a practitioner, I will find a practitioner. But these are generally the things that you want to do. Okay. The last thing, the easiest thing, okay, is juice therapy. Okay. There's a juice for every condition. Okay. Dealing with any condition in the body, there's a juice that will assist, okay, whatever protocol that you want. So if you didn't have any of these herbs, you can still deal with the problem, okay, with juices. Okay, you only really need 2 juices. Okay, the first one, celery juice. I'm always talking about celery juice. Celery juice is a detoxifying juice, okay, and it's a nourishing juice. Okay, it's going to nourish the body up, so it's going to work on digestion through stimulating, not so much stimulating digestion, but rebuilding. It gives you the building blocks to create the acid in your stomach, hydrochloric acid. And the base of creating hydrochloric acid is sodium chloride, okay, which is salt. Okay, so salt is important. So celery, if you drink celery, you'll notice that it has almost like a salty, sweet taste. Okay, and there's different species of celery, which some are a little bit sweeter than others, but generally you're gonna taste that saltiness Those are what they call sodium cluster salts, which they literally, every time you drink it, you start to rebuild stomach acid. Okay, stomach acid is very important. The acid is what breaks down the food. The reason why bitter herbs work is because they stimulate the production of acid and enzymes. Okay, to what? To start to break down these foods. Okay, and over time, people lose that ability to break down foods. So now they start to get food allergies or food, what do they call it? Food allergies or food aversions. Okay, so this is why brothers that have or sisters that have kidney stones, they gotta not eat high oxalate foods because it irritates their kidney. But I'm like, well, you were able to eat high oxalate foods before. What happened? Is your body lost the ability to break it down. So you have herbs, okay, to go in and start to correct those issues. All right, so celery juice, number one, 16 ounces first thing in the morning. Okay, 16 ounces first thing in the morning. The other herb, okay, lemon juice. Lemon juice, okay. Lemon juice. Why is lemon juice so powerful? And it was a remedy for kidney stones. Okay, traditionally. Why? Because the acid, the citric acid, is a counter to the calcium buildup. So it dissolves. Okay, it dissolves the calcium. 3 to 4 tablespoons of lemon juice every day. Okay, put in some water. I will sip that through a straw so you won't wear out the enamel in your mouth, because it does erode things. Okay, but when it goes into the body, it is an acid, but it becomes pH. So it's not gonna take you out. It's not gonna make you more acidic. It's actually gonna make you more alkaline. Okay, so we got celery juice, 16 ounces daily. Okay, we have lemon juice. Lemon juice, 3 to 4 tablespoons daily. Okay, this is going to start to dissolve, okay, the stones. Okay, which was thought to dissolve the stones. Okay, but it's proven. Okay, and then the number one juice is radish juice. The number one juice. This was a remedy. The juice of radish, not eating the actual radish, which that's still good, but the juice of the radish is indicated for kidney stones. It was used for kidney and liver and gallbladder stones. I've seen radish juice stop a gallbladder attack instantly. Boom. Okay, it's that stimulating. Now it does stink. The radish juice stinks, and you get used to the taste. But if I only had one thing, I would, as far as the juices, I would do radish juice. Now it would take longer. Okay, because this is a food medicine, but you will start to deal with the issue. So radish juice, lemon juice, celery juice, those 3 juices. If you can do all 3 of those things, do all 3 of those things. If you only can do 2, do 2. If you only can do 1, do 1. But do one of them. Okay, all right. And then you have herbs to soothe the kidney. Okay, you have cornstalk, you have marshmallow root, you have plantain leaf. Okay, and then you have flaxseed. Okay, and if you couldn't find that, you have slippery elm as well. Okay, flaxseed is easier to get. So really, we have celery juice, radish juice, lemon juice, flaxseed. Those are all easy to get. Those are 4 remedies easy to get. Okay, what are we doing? We're soothing the kidney with the flaxseed, and the celery juice, we are detoxifying and rebuilding the stomach acid. All right, so we're working on digestion. Okay, and then the radish juice, we're actually dissolving. The built up calcium deposits as well with the lemon juice. So just that alone, if you just do that and be consistent there, 6 days on, 1 day rest, as well as increase your water intake. Okay, just that alone. But if you can get the other herbs, the iliotrophic herbs, the one I would get, it was hydrangea root, gravel root, stone breaker, stone root, okay, barberry. If I had to choose 3, or if I had to, let's say if I had to choose 2, barberry, and I would do hydrangea root. Okay, if I could do 3, I would do barberry, hydrangea root, gravel root. Okay, 4, I would do stone root. All right. You can make a tincture of all those equal parts. Okay. Or you can make a tea, all those equal parts. I will get a pound of each of those, or whatever ones you can find. Okay. If you can get Stonebreaker, even better. Even better. And you can blend all that together. 4 to 5 herbs. It doesn't matter. 3 herbs. It doesn't matter. Equal parts. Equal parts each herb. Okay. So if you take an ounce of Stonebreaker, an ounce of gravel root, an ounce of hydrangea root, an ounce of stone root, okay, an ounce of gravel root, right? That's 5. Let's say that's 5 ounces, right? And then you do a 1 to 5 ratio. So that's 5 ounces times 5 times 5 is 25. So you need 25 ounces of at least 50% alcohol. So you put the 5 ounces in one of these jars. Okay, like for example, let me show you. When I did the ginger tincture. Okay, you'll put the 5 ounces in a jar, and then you'll put 25 fluid ounces. You'll label it 1 to 5, shake it daily. Okay, and in 4 weeks, you have a tincture for the kidney stones. Okay, and then the plantain leaf, the marshmallow leaf, the corn silk, you would drink that in a tea. Okay, and I'll put dosing and stuff like that. And then you can deal with the juicing. So get a juicer. You need a juicer. Radish juice, #1 juice, and then lemon juice. Those are 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Okay, they're gonna work directly on the kidney to start dissolving. Okay. Also, I will look into getting a digestive bitter: gentian, dandelion, Oregon grapefruit, bitter orange, orange peel, artichoke leaf. Any of these chicona bark, or also known as Peruvian bark, quassia wood, bitter wood. There's so many digestive bitter herbs. I would do a bitter herb formula in a tincture, a 1 to 5, and I would take that before every meal. Okay, so 3 times daily, 15 to 20 minutes before each meal. Okay, and then 3 cloves of raw garlic daily. Okay, 3 cloves of raw garlic. Just get on the garlic. Just get on 3 cloves of raw garlic. And then I will also consider, if there's a lot of pain, I will consider nervous system remedies, antispasmodic. I gave you 3. Cramp bark #1, skullcap #2, Jamaican dogwood #3. If you needed other herbs, we also have blue vervain you can use. Okay, blue vervain, verbena hastata. Okay, not verbena officialis. That's a different version, but you could use that too. It's more gentler. So either I would do blue vervain is verbena hastata. Okay, vervain, just vervain, is verbena officinalis. Okay, that's the European one. Okay, the blue vervain is here native to North America. There's other species as well, but that's generally the one you want. Okay, you can also you could use chamomile, you could use lemon balm. Okay, a black cohosh, or you can use black haw, or wild yam. Okay, but I would stick to even valerian. So I gave you a whole bunch of herbs, but go in that order: cramp bark, skullcap, and Jamaican dogwood, maybe valerian. Okay, you can play around there, and that's just to relax the body. Okay, I think that's it. So let's go through it again. Okay, let's go through it again. The first thing you need to do is get on a juice therapy. Okay, I gave you 3 different types of juices. Okay, #1, radish juice. #2, lemon juice. #3, celery juice. Gotta do that. Okay, that's going to start to deal with the issue right now, and you can go to the grocery store. The second thing you need to do is you need to soothe irritation, okay, in the kidneys. Okay, I believe I gave you 4 or 5 remedies. Okay, #1, corn silk. #2, marshmallow root or leaf. The root is better. Okay, #3, plantain leaf. #4, flaxseed. Okay, #5, slippery elm. Okay, there's other ones, but those are generally 5 ones that you can get. Okay, and then the next set of herbs that you need to get for the kidneys is iliotrophic herbs. Number 1, barberry. Number 2, hydrangea root. Number 3, gravel root. Number 4, stone root. Number 5, stone breaker. Now, remember, stone breaker is the top one. If you can get that, but it's expensive. You don't need it though. Barberry, hydrangea root, gravel root, okay, and stone root. You get those, you put that all into a tincture. Okay, you can add a little ginger in there as a stimulant too. You're good to go. Okay, then I would do the antispasmodic herbs. Okay, that's the third set of herbs that you're gonna need. Cramp bark, skullcap, Jamaican dogwood, valerian, okay, so on and so forth, black haw, okay, and then also too, I would do a digestive bitter herb, okay, a formula. I would do either gentian, you have chicona bark, Peruvian bark, okay. You can do artichoke leaf. You can do dandelion leaf. Barberry is a bitter too, so you don't even have to do that because barberry is already there. So I gave you some strategies to do that, and then you need to drink, increase your water intake, double your water intake, okay, 32 to 64 ounces of extra water, okay, so really drink a lot of water. Okay, how long? Okay, you want to do this at least 2 months straight, full throttle, 2 months straight, 6 days on, 1 day rest, 2 months straight, take a week off, see how you feel, and then jump back on it, but lower your dose. Okay, do that for another 2 months. Okay, a week off, see how you feel. Okay, remember, you're still removing irritants out of the diet. That's like the number one thing you should do. Take a week off and then go another 2 months, but drop your dose down even more. So now you're probably taking only like 2 ounces of radish or 4 ounces of radish. If you still need the radish, you're probably taking like 1 or 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. You probably dropped your tinctures down, the doses down in your tinctures. You drop the doses down on your teas. Okay, you don't have to take as much. And then for the next 6 months, you go on a maintenance schedule. Okay, but every 2 months you're going to reevaluate. Okay, 6 weeks to 2 months. So 6 to 8 weeks, you're going to reevaluate. Do I need to increase my doses? Do I need to drop down my doses? What is going on? Okay, I pray that the lesson edifying. Till next time, shalom to the elect.